In this video, you are going to learn how to pronounce these two sounds. T as in tea, D as in dog. This sound is pronounced t, t. This is an unvoiced sound, so when you make this sound, your throat does not vibrate. T, t. When we make the t sound, we first stop the air from coming out of our mouth with our tongue. Then we release the air. To make the t sound, first put your tongue to the top of your mouth, just behind your top front teeth. Then pull the tongue down to release the air. T, t. Also, when making the t sound, your teeth will start by lightly touching each other. Then, when you release the air, your teeth come apart. T, t. And when you make this sound, a puff of air should come out of your mouth. T, t. This sound is pronounced d, d. This sound is a voiced sound, so that means when you make the sound, your throat must vibrate. D, d. When making the d sound, the tongue and mouth position is exactly the same as when you're making the t sound. But when you make the d sound, you release less air than when you make the t sound. So start by putting your tongue to the top of your mouth, just behind your top front teeth. Then pull the tongue down to release the air. And while you're releasing the air, voice the sound. Make your vocal cords vibrate. D, d. So what is the difference between these two sounds? The main difference is that t is an unvoiced sound. D is a voiced sound. Another difference is that when you make the d sound, you release less air than when you're making the t sound. Now let's look at some practice words for this sound. This sound is pronounced t, t. I will say each word twice, and I want you to repeat after me. Pat, pat. Tail, tail. Take, take. Taste, taste. Pretend, pretend. You can see here that the t sound is normally written in English by using a T as in pat. Now let's look at some practice words for this sound. This sound is pronounced d, d. Do, do. Pad, pad. Door, door. Dark, dark. Cedric, cedric. You can see here that the d sound is normally written in English by using a D as in door. Now let's look at some words which sound similar. When you're pronouncing these words and when you're listening to these words, think about, is the sound voiced or is the sound unvoiced? Tip, dip. Tip, dip. Tea, D. Tea, D. Town, down. Town, down. Tart, dart. Tart, dart. Pat, pad. Pat, pad. You can see here that the words on the left have the unvoiced t sound, and the words on the right have the voiced d sound. Now let's look at some sentences with these sounds. Remember, repeat after me. Number 1. Take the ticket to the town. Take the ticket to the town. Number 2. Do dip your foot in the deep pool. Do dip your foot in the deep pool. Number 3. Tip the dip into the tiny dish. Tip the dip into the tiny dish. Congratulations! Now you know how to pronounce the first 4 consonant sounds of the IPA. If you're ready to learn more consonant sounds, I will see you in the next video.